and welcome to episode 23 of the Half Dozens campaign for DnD.
No.
What?
22.
No. We start on one.
You know how you start on one?
I'm sorry. Hey!
This is a place.
I'm your wife. Be
We're gonna have
kind
to start
to me.
over.
This is a place where everyone's confused. Numbers are hard, and that has been consistent for every single moment.
There's just so many numbers in D&D.
Announcements to get us started. First is new face to our table. Everyone welcome Michael. We can also call him Tim 2.0, and also hashtag not Cicero. But Michael will be bringing in his own character at some point during these episodes. So first, welcome to him. Second is, we mentioned this last time, but merch is now open. If you go to kingleodnd.com, there's a wonderful KLD merch button that you can click. Get yourself a nice t-shirt, sweatshirt, pint glass, mug, and many other things. Really cool place, really cool stuff. Happy to see it. Oh, there is a half dozen t-shirt that says hip hip okay. That is there. There's also one that lists out the main 6, the starting 6, all by name, as well as just the King Leo D&D logo. So check that out if you are inclined. Really cool, fun thing to start us off with too. I am recording, just wanted to double check. I have that anxiety sometimes where it's like, am I even recording? We are. We're starting a giveaway. There's 2 different giveaways that we are doing. One on Twitter, one on YouTube, but hopefully by this time I have a picture of it so that Steven can add it when I do this, and then we'll see the wonderful picture right there.
Wow, that's a really cool picture.
Wow. It's all
That was a cool hand.
with what's in front of that hand. There is a person who's wonderful, a person who's also my mother, who is known as the coffee artist, who paints things using coffee and coffee alone. And so we've got some really cool pictures that she has done with the images of the dice, which I believe you're seeing it right now, so I don't know why I'm explaining it.
Oh, I see.
Yes, just like that.
That's air. Look at those dice.
Painted entirely with coffee. And so there's 2 ways that you can be selected to win one of these for free. They will be framed and sent directly to you. One is check out our Twitter, and we will tweet a specific announcement to the giveaway. And if you follow us on Twitter and retweet that tweet, one person who does that will randomly be selected to get one. The other one is to do the same over on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and then go to the video specifically created to announce the giveaway. And if you comment on that, then I'd be able to reply to your comment to let you know that you are selected as the other recipient of that. So check that out. Check out the social medias to find it. And we're excited to see who wins. Woo. All right, next to that, we have so many announcements to go through.
Wow.
This is a wonderful piece of, I guess, fan art?
I guess so.
Sally,
Layer art.
Sally's
Fan art
I'm
or
a fan of
fart.
player art. Sally, a fan of the show, and who also participates in it, made a wonderful, wonderful
Never
print
watched it.
of the half. She's never seen an episode. Amazing how she was so inspired. Almost miraculously, without ever watching an episode of what the characters look like. So yes, we will have this print up on the social medias and definitely use it. And thank you so much, Sally.
Yeah, of course.
That's the first time we're seeing Cicero, so that's a big deal.
That is the first time we're seeing
That's
any
what he looks
depiction of
like.
Cicero. So that I think concludes announcements, which brings us to the recap of episode 21.
I'm looking forward to
22. God, you got me confused. Of episode 22. All right, last episode was a pretty nasty fight with a troll. The whole party looking pretty beat down. Couple people making death saving throws.
3 people making
Constant sprays of poison, which may have caused Julie to be in a tough situation. That tough situation being only having the opportunity to roll twice for death saving throws. First one was good. First one was looking good. She got over 10 without being healed or any room to then fail a roll. It came around to her turn again. She used an inspired death saving throw, but it was not high enough to keep her stable, failing that 3rd save, and she did die. The party then flocked over, Misery casting healing spells, Lorelith administering some healing salve. But as of right now, in this moment where we're starting, nothing is seeming to have any effect. Pilgrim, mind linked over to Thule, just trying to connect and see if anything was there. And in doing so, the party all heard the sound of breaking glass as the diamond in the ring that Thule wore did shatter. But then Pilgrim also, in his mind, heard the sound of shattering glass and heard a female voice saying, "There is but one way." So, half dozen, you encircle Thule's body as she lies still. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to follow up with that woman's voice.
What do you say?
I say, hello? Hello, who's that?
The marker, the thing that connects you to when you know that you're linked to another person to hear the voice breaks. That there was just a brief moment of a loose connection, and you hear that response, and then as you try to re-engage with it and search for that, nothing persists.
I had kind of gotten down on all fours to check on Gwen, and so I'm now going to, not hearing anything from Thule, like, crawl over, and we've done salves and we've done spells, so what do I see? Does it seem like anything is happening at all?
Yeah, Thule's eyes are open. She's moving back and forth to you, physically rubbing the salve in and trying to clear away the poison, which has been done. The magical healing word that you were using to try to bring her back is just washing over her, and there's no response, no movement. For those of you that are very close and like you knowing nature and bodies well, there's no heartbeat, there is no response.
You just said her eyes were open, looking between us.
I did not say that her eyes were moving around or anything.
What did you just say?
Her eyes are open.
Like you were shaking.
Like when a dead
Yes,
person's
you
eyes
were moving her back and forth.
Oh.
Yes.
I
Like
got
when
it
someone's
now.
Like, yes.
Explain it to me again.
Her body's dead.
I don't get it.
You know all those people
until
you
it
killed?
dies.
Her body is
So, we've all been
Like
you just killed someone. You're moving
I
her
get it.
back.
I get it. You get it. I get it. I get it. She's dead.
Every single serious moment.
they're both flat.
She's very dead. Got it.
Yeah, Pilgrim, I would say that Pilgrim's like mouth is working like he's trying to form words, but he's not forming anything, and he's just kind of watching this, and kind of like goes from sort of like all fours that I've been crawling. Now he just kind of like sits back on his feet, I guess, and it's just kind of like staring at Thule and not doing anything, just staring.
Gross.
Thanks, Misery.
Misery is like so obviously trying hard not to like feel anything, but wants to be sad, of course. But he's like kind of sitting in silence, thinking a lot, kind of whispering to himself, like, oh god, I don't know what to do. I could try that. Maybe that'll work. Oh god, I don't want to do that. All right, guys. If you don't have any other ideas, I think we might have a way to save Drew. I would have to ask for something from one of my worst enemies, honestly.
The Displacer Beasts?
Gosh, I'm gonna need your guys' help when we face this guy, because I just want to talk to him. But
Is that your dad?
it's my dad.
Sorry, what's wrong with this?
It's a fraught relationship. Hashtag daddy issue.
There's things that, like, you know, my dad works for a company that brings people back to life. Thule was not in the, you know, correct situation. I don't know if she had the insurance or not, but I don't think she did. But yeah, I mean, it would be a huge favor to ask. He's probably gonna say no. He kind of sucks to talk to and be around and look at. So, I mean, what other ideas are there? Because this is obviously a really bad idea.
This is my idea. As much as I love our friend Thule, nature has taken its course. And so,
Oh gosh, that's kind of hardcore.
I feel as though the best way to honor her is to send her off appropriately and not try to tempt the ways of the decision nature has made. So, in short, let's not see your dad.
I don't know if nature made the decision or that troll made the decision.
The troll is a part of nature. It is unnatural to bring someone back from the dead. I am against doing that.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I
There
agree with you.
is but one way And I would say that Pilgrim had kind of been like, Misery started talking and Pilgrim like looked in his direction, but like he was kind of looking through him. And then Lorelith is talking and he kind of looks over at her, but he's like, has not registered the conversation. He's like, I attempted to mind link with Dooley and I heard a voice. I did not recognize this voice, but the voice did say there is but one way. I don't know what that means, but I intend to find out. We cannot leave her here. There are goblins in these woods still. We need to get her back to Populous. And I kind of like get up and walk over to her and just kind of like look around expectantly like, all right, who's helping me, you know?
Well, I'm not carrying the body, if that's what you're talking about.
I look up and make eye contact with you and give a little nod and go to help you carry her.
She would be easy enough for one person to carry, to throw over your shoulder or...
Gwen?
I can just do it.
Okay.
Great, if that makes sense.
So Gwendolyn takes Julie, lifts up her body.
You're my flamey friend.
Carries her well enough.
It's not flaming anymore, I don't think.
Right enough time to roll for it. That's how well I carry.
Julie's hair does kind of fall over her head as she's leaning back, and you all can see that what is normally at least home to some form of orangish red glow underneath has now turned completely ashen and gray. And any vibrancy or life that her body once held is faded, but Gwendolyn carries her. You all start to head south around the lake to get home. Any descriptors or thoughts or efforts to guide home? I will say finding Populous will be easy, just keeping the lake to your left, and it is a large city. It's not like you were searching for the cave, which you did not know where it was, and it's particular, so overall direction to where you're getting is easy, but like any thoughts on guidance or what you all would be doing while making the 4-hour, 5-hour journey that's left?
I resume my post, leading the party, and Wolfie is ahead, sniffing and letting us know if there's goblins. That's what I'm doing. That's what Wolfie's doing.
I'm at 1 of 38 health.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So I think I am honestly gonna hang in the middle, if that's
Yeah.
okay, to just focus on successfully carrying her back and not passing out.
Maybe you shouldn't be carrying her
It's
then.
alright. He didn't say I had to have a certain health to do it. I'm just saying I don't think I would
Okay.
be good at
Yeah, if you had
keeping watch.
gone down, you would have been.
I have 38 health.
Your thighs are pretty thick.
If anyone forgot, I took 2 critical hits last time.
Yes.
And I'm still up, so.
Misery, what is your health at as well?
8.
8, okay. I know people were pretty banged up. I was just
Yeah,
curious.
and I have used all my spell slots.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Emotionally and physically, like you all are pretty exhausted. The whatever resources that you have for spells or abilities are mostly all exhausted as well. And so, despite also the hits that you've taken and the emotional toll, y'all are pretty defeated.
Everyone's throwing up the whole way.
Yes.
Dying noises.
About an hour into the move south, Lorelith, you notice as Wolfie was doing circles kind of around the group and kind of staying up ahead and searching things out. At one point, he's doing a cross to the path where you all are being led and moving through.
Nice.
And
Beautiful.
you see him stop dead in his tracks, his ears perk up, and his head whips over into one direction. His paw lifts up to point, and he freezes. He looks back at you and then forward towards the direction he's pointing, and then starts moving his head back and forth as if to signal you. And then, as you notice this, Gwendolyn and Lorelith too, there it is, and you can hear the sound, and there's a little bit of a whimper of just this sound that you pick up on once Wolfie points it out to you.
I like hold my hand up for everyone to pause.
I don't know this.
Why?
Don't tell me what to do.
Maybe you know my mom's dad. Anything I want to do. And I say, there's a noise. I'm not sure it's dangerous or not. And I like nod at Wolfie to go and explore.
He moves forward and crests up on the top of a hill that's off in the direction of where it is. And then he drops and kind of lays low in some of the underbrush and then just freezes there looking forward.
Can I tell by his demeanor if he's scared or...
Curious. Doesn't look scared. He doesn't look like he just saw something that he wants to run from, but
Cool.
he's got his eyes locked on something.
I'm going to go and use my very fun skill of being able to hide well.
Yeah.
Because I'm cool like that. To go stand next to him and see what I can see.
Great. Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage. Anything, Gwendolyn, you want to do as well as you hear the sound?
I mean, I'm carrying this body.
Yeah.
But I'll go, like, stand with
Wait,
her.
you said with advantage. Huh.
Yeah, I'll be standing next to her to, like, hear what I can hear and see what I can see.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put
Stumbles
really
and
down.
falls down
Just
the
go ahead and make a perception check.
And
Just regular?
plus.
Unless you're using something for it.
Is that a freaking one?
That's a nat one.
7.
No, it's wait. Oh, yeah, it's a 7. Sorry.
Is that a freaking one?
Just 10.
It's a
Okay.
9.
And then make a perception check for me as well.
Okay, I don't like that one. That one's mean to me. Nope. Where'd the 20 go?
What the dog doing?
I guess I throw the baby.
I remember when
What
I
the
could
dog
perceive
doing?
What?
I said I remember when I could perceive things.
It's so small.
It's a real baby.
You all wear glasses.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see what my modifier is. Just give me a second. Perception?
Yeah.
8.
Okay, you both die. No.
It's not even.
I know, it's too soon.
Too soon.
I was like, my health is fine.
So you both flank Wolfie side by side, and when you creep up and get a look at what's over this hill, at first you see nothing, and you're both just staring out and have no clue, but as you continue to look at the line that Wolfie is pointing out, staring straight forward, eventually you see a little white flash as something hops straight up into the air and then comes back down. And then a couple moments later, something hops up and then hits back down into the underbrush.
Pikachu.
You said white.
Pikachu's not white.
He said a flash.
Pikachu is yellow.
What's a Pikachu?
Fantasy people.
He's already
Can we tell what it is? We just see.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this information.
something.
Just see something.
Okay, as you just stand and wait, and I'm not sure for a bit, maybe a minute passes and eventually it pops up again. You recognize it as a fox.
Foxy. Cool. There's a fox there. Great, let's go. Just kidding, I know I need to do more than that.
You don't have to.
Or Dan will get mad.
Yeah. She involved my fox.
It probably won't lead to anything. Let's just leave. Let's just.
That's what I feel like Lorelai would be like, cool, fox. I like nod to Wolfie to go down and meet up with the fox.
Oh gosh, okay.
Kill it.
The fox is a lot smaller than him, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Oh.
Wolfie just...
He's not killing it. I just
Right,
want him to
no.
go check it out.
He gets your intentions too. And
Great.
He looks back at you and then pads off, walks forward. And then eventually, when Wolfie gets there too, and then next to this fox, and they kind of run around in circles around each other.
Aw, friends.
Until then both, you can see Wolfie up above the undergrowth, looks straight up. And then the fox hops up again. And then as you two standing at the top of this hill can then all kind of see straight up now that both of these creatures are keeping their attention up there. You can see in a net, kind of swinging slowly side to side.
Oh no.
There's a person stuck in a goblin trap,
Oh no.
Could it be?
Oh, Jiminy.
silently staring at you two who can see you both from within the net.
We gotta move on. I have band rehearsal, so
I tried to move on when I just thought it was a fox, but
Thelen, you can describe your character as he's in this net.
A backstory or just who?
No, visual. What do they see in this net?
Dark clothing. From that range, how far away are they?
we're directly below you.
No, looking about 30 or 40 feet away.
Okay. You can tell that I'm kind of disheveled. You can tell that I've been kind of on a journey, fairly dirty, not necessarily clean. And pretty gross, pretty smelly for sure. Dark clothing and just kind of sitting there trying to figure out a way out of the net, but not with too much effort, as though I've been there for a while.
I look over at Gwen, and I'm kind of like, I guess we should go help him.
I will.
You're not there.
But this is the natural
party.
thing
I'm
that
gonna follow
happens.
y'all
You're
up the
dead.
hill.
Yeah, other people.
You died. Don't you
I'm
remember?
alive and well.
Everyone else, if you wanted to, you could have caught up to them at this
Yes.
point and also noticed.
I would say that I just kind of look over and say, we do have. I would advise against us taking risks when we have the body of one of our companions, and we need to get her to safety. I am always open to lending a helping hand, but I'm not sure if this is wise at this time.
Could you do the mind thing with them?
Oh yeah, scare the crap out of him.
Just to see.
yeah.
Friend or foe?
I'll kind of walk. I'll stay. The little furry friends are just kind of having a fun time. They're not.
Well, they've stopped and they're both.
Oh, they're just looking up. Okay. So there's no reason I should be intimidated by this fox.
No.
It's just being
Yeah,
chill.
no.
Okay, cool.
It's literally a fox.
Wait,
So
sorry. Just real quick. Can I just make a little check to make sure that there are no goblins running up to try to
Yeah, maybe perception.
get the things that are in their trap?
Yeah.
Just being quiet.
That is a good idea.
Sorry to disrupt you. It seems important.
6.
It's fine. 9.
Okay. Yeah, you don't hear anything of this.
Of course not.
well, I would say that, I mean, as Pilgrim's not overly jazzed about this mystery and thing, especially this given moment. So as he walks down, he's just kind of more or less doing the same thing, like looking through the trees as he's walking down the hill towards this net, just seeing if there's any sort of movement or any
Yeah.
How many nets can I see with my eyes? Well, let's find out. That's a 13 plus 5, 18.
Okay. You also don't hear or see anything else going on.
Dang.
Wait, it rained recently. Shouldn't I have
Yeah.
gotten
You have advantage.
You're not looking for
Rain.
tracks or anything. You're listening at this point, trying to see.
Misery definitely ran up there after,
Dead
everyone's
sprint.
just sitting there doing nothing. And he sees the dude, and he's like, oh my gosh. It's not Cicero, but that's okay. And I'm gonna start looking.
in our band.
I'm gonna be, I mean,
He's
I'm
so
down for a new
dirty.
friend. I'm down for a new friend. I start looking for a way to cut him down or something.
I'm gonna kind of look up and kind of do a little wave. I'm gonna tap my head, and then I'm gonna mind link. And so you will hear my voice in your head now. I will say, "Well met, traveler. Please do not be alarmed. I am speaking to you with my mind. We mean you no harm. If you mean us no harm. How did you get in this predicament?"
I do not mean you any harm. My fox and I, Oba, have been traveling, and we are very tired because we left shelter and haven't had shelter in a couple of days. So we are tired and distracted, and while I normally am good at paying attention to my surroundings, I did not look and stumbled in this trap.
There do seem to be goblins in these woods. I'm sorry that you've run afoul of their traps, but we will let you down post haste if you promise not to harm any of us.
I mean, you know harm.
Misery, you have found where the rope comes down and is tied to the base of a tree, and if you would like to, you can be cutting that down.
He seems chill.
I cut him down.
Okay.
They were super intimidating.
He dies.
Nice.
Don,
like
you
all half
do.
dead.
You're about 20 feet up in the air, and so you do take 9 bludgeoning damage,
Yeah.
which is
Misery.
almost max damage that could have happened. But
Smacked
so-
your head on a log.
on the top right, there's some health, and you can plug in a number and then hit damage. And so you.
Subtract 9.
You should, yeah.
You'll fit right in, Dirk.
Welcome. We're a clumsy little group.
Yeah.
So you do feel a heavy impact.
Damage. Guess what?
I'll let you catch up.
What would be better is if he landed on one of us, killing both of us.
He lands
Nine
on
would
me.
have killed me, dude.
He lands on me holding Tully's dead body.
Oh my god.
3 dead bodies.
So
And
make
now
another death save
have
for me real quick.
The
No, Tully
parties.
goes back to life.
Yeah. So you hit like dead center of your spine, and your breath is knocked out for a minute.
Just snap.
But eventually your breath comes back to you. Oba runs over, jumps onto your chest, and starts licking you, and you gather her up and are free from the trap and can stand up to the group. You also rolled a really high perception check, and then as he hits the ground and you hear this loud crash, then you can hear a little.
Oh, smooth.
My friends, I'm afraid that our rescue attempt has not gone unnoticed. We need to leave now.
Run!
No. Shh. No. Everyone, calmly.
As quietly as we can, we need
Quietly?
to get to Populous.
Okay.
Let's camouflage first.
Okay.
Ugh, mud.
Let's try to hide. Cover your faces in mud. We did
Alright,
this before.
So how are we all preparing then to run?
I'm going to use Withdraw to up my special defense.
What level spells can I cast?
It's hard.
You have first and second level spells. I think you can have third level spell, but you have.
So-
Yes.
Can I cast Pass Without a Trace?
Yes, you can. All right, so go ahead and hit the checkbox for that. Everyone, what you see is translucent mushrooms appear in the ground. And as Dellen reaches his hand out, looking up towards the sound of danger, these little green spores come up from the ground and cover all of you. And now, your stealth checks add +10.
Whoa.
I think for the next hour. So, Sally, you were also assisting with some sort of camouflage check?
Yeah. Let's wear a hat. Let's put some stuff on.
Ancient Earth magic.
I have the mask. I have the mask of the wild. Everyone else, you're on your own. Put some mud on your face like last
I
time.
think Michael's already doing a solid 60% better.
I didn't want to make everyone feel bad, but I was going to say you're doing better than everyone here already with one spell.
I'm asking everyone, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Okay, so...
Man, I missed
Yeah, we get what, +10?
Yes, Sally, you get advantage with your cover that you were doing. For everyone else, everyone roll a stealth check. Add 10 to it.
So if you get a 1, then you've got 11, everybody.
30.
Whoa.
Nat 20?
Do I roll a stealth
No,
check?
I have an
Okay.
18 plus 2
Yes.
plus 10.
Okay.
Wow. I got 21.
Do I roll one?
Yes.
12.
Do you have
Well, plus your stealth bonus.
Yeah, plus 2. Nice.
I got 22.
22, okay.
But I have to wait. I roll with advantage
You
now?
do roll with advantage.
Okay, never mind.
Put
Hold
that
on.
somewhere.
Momentarily.
You're good.
No,
No.
you just tell Dan.
Put that in dance.
Whoa! What does that say?
3.
Great. I have
So-
22.
Okay, great. What was yours?
I rolled a 12 and I have a +2 next to stealth.
So 14 plus 10, 24.
Okay.
Great.
Dirty 20.
Great. So
Gross.
with a very easy time, as you all start to move, all of you notice that these green orbs by your feet from these mushrooms, the spores that have been emanated out, as you all are running and stepping through on these leaves, there's no sound whatsoever. And even that, the shadows from underneath of these trees even seem to cling on to you as you were rushing.
Cling on.
I said Steven's trigger word.
This isn't this isn't bad. This isn't okay.
Hey, are you okay? Are you okay?
And so, yeah, with that, for those of you that did notice the goblins specifically, you make some great distance, and then as you're looking back, you never see them even get close to y'all. There's no threat of danger pretty quickly, and the next thing you know, you are out of the edge of the woods, can see Populous, and you are on the southern edge of it now. You would have to get to the city, go around to the north end, and then cross the bridge to get to the gate, but feeling relatively safe, being out of the woods, and being very stealthy to get through what ended up being around 4 more hours, almost 5, of travel, of continuing to run, take some breaks, slow down, move at a moderate pace, and then keep going, trying to make up as much time as you can. You get to see Populous.
Are there like guards at the gates?
There will be a guard at the gate to talk to you, but
heck.
But before you get to there, even as you're about to cross the field and get around to Populous, any other conversations you all would like to have with each other before getting to the gate? You are carrying a dead body.
That is rough. I just want to run over to the new guy. I don't think I know his name yet, and I'm like, bro, that was super sick. That spell. You're like at least you're levels above us in abilities, man. I wish I could be like you, but I'm, I guess, just different, not like worse. But what's your name?
My name's Stellan.
Stellan. I'm Misery. Don't worry, it's not because of how I am.
I give you a little smirk and a nod.
Stellan, wonderful to meet you. I am Pilgrim. I'm sorry that we had to take precautions earlier, but as you can see, we have not had a good day. And I gesture to Tellan. Tellan.
Like a felon.
All right.
Wait,
Like a felon.
My childhood lisp is gonna have fun with that. Felon.
Selling?
Just imagine you saying Selin.
Always be.
Yeah. I'll just re-inhabit my third grade self. Perfect.
Wait, what's your name again?
Wait.
Syrup.
Steven Fenner.
Syrup.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, cool. That was a fun trip down memory lane.
Pilgrim.
Yeah. I'm gonna. The moment as soon as we see a guard, I'm like wildly like gesturing.
You all see a woman with brown hair pulled tight into a braid into the back that goes straight down. Doesn't go too far, just to the base of her neck. But in full armor and a green cape. She waves down and give me 1 second. Where do we go? Great. As she starts to move forward, state your business and let me know what holy hells. And then she grabs a spear and actually looks up over y'all's shoulder and says, "Is it the Chuloth again? Where are they? What's going on? Are they coming?"
No.
They're nothing.
This was not Chuloth, it was a troll. We need assistance. None of us are doing well. One of us has died. We need help.
The least eloquent poker business
Are any of you residents of the city? What are you doing coming in? What the business?
Yeah, we all are. Yeah.
And names, please.
Misery. Burns.
Oh,
I am
okay.
Pilgrim. Rickledall can vouch for us.
Oh, great. Well,
Gwendolyn Stone, yes. We work for Rickledor.
and then she stows the spear and pulls out a logbook. And you all, even though you haven't experienced this in the campaign, you know it's very familiar and usual for a guards person at this post to just kind of take the purpose and coming and going to town.
Why
so
did
she
you lie?
does log through. So Misery and got Gwendolyn Stone, and you had mentioned Rickledor, and she's just like scribbling down some notes, and then she just goes, "Okay, all right, well, dude, get in comfortable safety, do what you need to do," and just passes you through. And though she's only heard a couple of names, and she feels like the panic that you all have brought with her, she's just like, "Yes, get you in, get you in."
We've guessed yes.
What's the fantasy town equivalent of an emergency room?
Doc.
Do we know?
Apothecary table.
Apothecary?
Well, in
A witch doctor?
your people would have had maybe some type of like place where people were magically or physically taken care of, but
I think we would get right back to Rickledor as quick as we can, right?
Probably. I mean, he was pretty close to the edge of the south, right?
Big Rick.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Alright, guys.
Well, now you have wrapped all around the north, so you're gonna head towards the lake and kind of go down the coast of the lake to get into easy Pamphlet. About a 10 minutes walk away.
Are you tagging along with us? Like, willingly?
Yeah,
That one just
We
kind
need to
of
get
following
our
us.
introductions,
We
so.
have to save this dead person, so, you know.
Thelen kind of stays back a little bit. When you look at him, you can tell that he feels a little uneasy with big cities, but because he's grateful for y'all helping him, he tags along to see if he can help as well.
Lynn, I think, would notice, maybe. But we'll say, like, sorry, this is a mess, but you're welcome to come with us and stay with us. It's fine. We'll get you fixed up, too.
Okay, so what you see, and all of you as well, but like this is a very large town. But as you enter the gate, you come across this bridge and walk through, and there's this road that just goes for hundreds of feet, and then you can see just the edge of that pretty large castle-like building, and then off to your right and left you can see shops, but at this point this is a little bit just before sunset. There's a little bit of sunlight still peeking out, and you can see that all of these like market buildings are closed down, but then off to your right you can see a lot of low, closer to the ground, like one floor buildings, and then off to your left is over the marketplaces you can see some higher 2-story, 3-story buildings that way, and then the group heads to the right off towards the lake and the coast, heading straight towards Ocean Deep Goblet. Is that where we're heading?
I was just going to ask, is Brass Star closer to us than that, or would that be the closer destination?
Brass Star and the Burnace estate are both closer on the left side. That actually, Ocean's Deep Goblet is one of the farthest places from the gate.
I think that I would just say, I understand we have, as a group, a more established relationship with Rickledor, but Ferrigrand is closer. He has considerable magic abilities. He has the stone right now. Gwen and I, and Misery.
Is he a necromancer though, bro?
Who's to say? We can, this man is the most magically powerful individual I have encountered.
You love him.
I am aware of his power.
No, that's Martha.
And he is closer. I would suggest we go there first.
Alright, we'll do whatever we want.
I trust you with that.
Let's go.
Great.
We'll fail.
Off to the Brass Star.
Okay.
To see my girlfriend, Martha.
She said, come back after hours.
So, in the time it does take you to walk, you all can see that there are some gray clouds coming off of the eastern sky. Not quite raining yet, but you can anticipate some rain tonight or whatever that might do or be worth. But eventually, over the next 5 to 10 minutes, you get over towards the shop. You can see the familiar hanging star sign. You get to the door, which is still open as if the shop is in its just about closing hour at this time of night. As you all lead this group through, you do see a female behind the counter, and not Fairgrand, but it is a younger elf woman. So you see a woman in tight leather, like vestments and cloth, and black hair, kind of left to curl down toward the sides of her head, but her pointy ears stick out, a sharp nose, very exaggerated and sharp features. Looks over, and this would be the half dozen, I presume, as this woman you've not met before does greet you into the Brass Star.
Whoa.
Well, we need Fairgrand. We are in, one of our party is not well.
Dead. She died.
And as Gwendolyn comes in with Julie over her shoulder, Fairgrand is not in tonight. I'm closing up shop and heading home soon. This is something that we can set up for tomorrow.
I'm already out the door. Like, we have to get to Rickledor. Come. And I'm gone.
Okay.
Big Rick time.
All right, then.
I imagine it's harder to bring someone back to life the longer they're dead. I don't know much about
I'm playing by Princess Bride rules. I don't know.
Is there
You
something
said
closer?
No, Julie automatically revives. You said the Princess Bride. No. Sorry.
I'm against trying to revive her, but is there something closer than Rickledar, if that's the furthest part to the city?
Do we run into Nurse
Gentleman that lives here?
Yeah, where did you
I don't
go?
know where I live exactly, or where we are.
From the Brass Star, you're like you're very close to your home.
Okay. Alright, guys. If you want to try, honestly, I want you guys to do the talking because my dad's terrible. But if you want to try and ask my dad, maybe he'll help us. Maybe he can help us. I know he knows how to bring people back to life.
Do you think he'd like Pilgrim?
Yeah.
Pilgrim's
You
kind.
kidding me? He's not me. Of course he like Pilgrim.
You think Pilgrim would do the best job talking to him of all of this? I don't think we have much time here.
Yeah, let's go.
None of us are in a good state. Tuli is in the worst state. We need all the help we can get.
So are you leading the way?
Lead the way.
or-
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't know where I live.
Okay.
I sure don't.
So then, taking a couple of streets northeast, you move further away from the main road, maybe just a couple lines of houses to a house that stands completely independent. In fact, all of the houses on the side of town do not touch each other and have quite a bit of space. There is a black wrought iron fence that surrounds this estate in a square with a very nicely kept lawn. A couple of the purple-leaved trees that are reserved for the center of the city also planted in this garden out front, as well as several wonderfully placed shrubberies in the well-kept garden. The front gate, Misery, you're able to just open. It's not locked or blocked off in any way. And then you get to the front door of a maybe 4 or 5 floor tall, almost Gothic in style, very sharp pointed corners and blackened windows, but knock on your own door or whoever's leading the entry.
Yeah, I guess I would knock. It's been a long time since I've been here.
Okay. A long pause. It takes a minute or so. Eventually, you can hear from the other side of the door. Before it even opens, you hear "Greetings, greetings." And then the door starts open. The Burnace estate has no appointments today, but I can set one up for you if you give me your name, Master Burnace. And you all look down to see a goblin staring up at you all in pretty fine clothes, so nice red, almost velvet, crushed velvet vest under or over some white long sleeve. And he's just looking up with some glasses on and. Master Burnace, other Master Burnace, we'd hoped you would come back soon. Dinner is just now being served, and he looks around, and though it would take us a moment to prepare for everyone else. Well, you do have dire business to attend to, and he reaches a hand kind of over towards Gwendolyn, seeing what he does. Come on in, come in, I guess. And then pulls the door fully open.
Dude. First of all, please call me Misery. Master Burnace is my father. Classic, I know, but yeah, I'm really just here to see Dad. Where is he at?
Well, Janice and the Masters, Burnace and Burnace, are dining, and I'm sure we'll be very, very excited to see you back. Please, everybody come in. And then as he kind of ushers you all in, he raises a hand out to take any coats or overwear that anyone would like to give out, but then looks down at y'all's feet and then sees some of the mud and dirt and stuff that you're tracking in. Please go, just stand for a moment by that fire and it will clean you up, and you know that this fire is enchanted to do such things. And then the door shuts, and as you all just stand to warm and be in this receiving room to this estate, the fire alone does dry off some of the clothing from the sweat and little bits of rain that had started, and then also you can see the dirt and mud vanishing off of your feet. As well as some of the poison residue and blood and stuff that a lot of you have sustained too. Doesn't heal you, but cleans you up on the exterior.
Wolfie and Oba are in here.
I was about to say, did they get to come inside?
So Oba, I'm sure, kind of spiraled up and is hidden up in your jacket or coat or something. Wolfie's entirely up to you on what you would have Wolfie do.
I would have him follow me in.
You're right. Wolfie comes on in.
I'm very
I have
uneasy
hopes,
here.
Did I see anywhere to sit outside when we walked up?
There's a bench in the garden.
I would say that I'd probably, after staying by the fire for a bit, go and just sit outside. I don't leave, but I feel fairly uncomfortable. And maybe, I wouldn't say inappropriate, but
Sure.
just say I feel like this is for them to handle. So I go sit outside and wait and whistle and twiddle my thumbs.
Yeah, right.
Play fetch.
Just appreciate being out of the net.
Great. So then, as you all get cleaned up, Hunkle, the gun, then if you would then follow me over and we can head towards the dining room. And then he leads you all through. The first room you get into is a large living space with another massively lit fire at its hearth, and an ornate high-backed couch with a red velvet lining, as well as matching armchairs sit there to face the fire. All of you notice that there's a harp plucking away on its own beautiful piece of music, enchanted to do so by itself. There's nobody there playing it. Misery, you notice this is a tune that your mother has written, and this is something that is hers that she's having be played in a house. Then you're led to a hallway before the dining room. Hunkle then points towards a door and opens it. Master Burnace, perhaps you should stow your companion in here rather than proceeding with her into the dining area. And then the door opens and you can see just this pretty vacant storage room, but there's a large table in the center of it that he's kind of pointing off towards.
I don't know. I'm not gonna like toss her in there.
Oh, I mean, just gently lay her and leave her there rather than on the dining room table?
Put it down on the dining room table. No, I guess that's fine. Follow your dumb rules. Yeah, we're in here.
We're just gonna put her in a storage closet?
We're trying to do this quick, so let's just follow what Uncle says. He's yeah, he can be like that. So
I will stay with it.
okay.
Okay.
And then I'm
You're
gonna,
abandoning me.
yeah, just stay in this closet, I guess, with this corpse.
But I did, I think actually, is it okay if Gwen would be like not willing to
I mean,
leave her
absolutely,
after
yeah.
holding her? Because
Yeah.
I had asked Misery if you thought you would be best.
Yeah, we're all in there.
Is
No,
it
you
fine
have to
if
go
I
talk.
stay with her?
You have to be the one to talk to Misery's
You
dad.
have to back me up.
I don't want her to be alone, so if you will be here.
I'll stay. I think that you could handle the conversation with him better than
Also,
me.
Gwen can be a little scary. So.
All right. Cool. So then we awkwardly shuffle around each other in this closet, and then I leave.
No, you.
Now I'm gonna put like a hat with a flower and like sunglasses on me.
Look at our cool friend. Yeah.
That's what we're calling it. Weekend at Tooley's.
Weekend at Burnace.
23.
Too many good options.
All right. Anyways.
Hunkle leads the rest of the group into the dining room. A very long dining room table with at least a dozen chairs set up, though only 3 are set up for dinner. A long runner of velvet red goes through the center of it. 2 large roasted birds have been cooked and are on display for dinner in a very ornate fashion, even though this is just a regular family affair. There are also a couple trays of roasted vegetables and stuff prepared next to those, and a couple of glasses of wine that you see are being drank and eaten by a human female, long black hair pulled into a tight bun. She has a rounded chin and a beaming smile. Her soft eyes welcome you to this table without words yet. Sitting to her right is a male tiefling, very tall and slender. Even though he's sitting, he towers over his wife by at least a foot. Reddish skin pops out in contrast to his sharp black business suit with white trim and ruffles. He raises his fork up to his mouth to finish a bite of some roasted Brussels sprout vegetables from his plate. And then you hear, "Son, our son, welcome home. We've made plenty of food in case you would return tonight. There should be enough for your friends as well. Do please take a seat, and Hunkle, would you please take care of them?" Which you hear Misery's mother say. And so Hunkle walks through the table and starts to pull out some chairs and provide some space for what would be Lorelith and Misery and at this point. And Gwen, no, Pilgrim too, yes. You 3 are created a space as Hunkle moves around.
Is there like an appropriate spot for me to tell Wolfie to lay down?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's,
He
yeah.
does that.
Great, so he kind of heads over to a corner, does a couple circles, and just drops down.
Hey, Dad, we're not really here for dinner. Thanks, I guess, though. We have a little bit of a situation. I met my friends, I guess, a week ago. But we're best friends now, and we love each other very much. And one of us is dead.
Guess which one?
Yeah. We fought a super awesome ogre thing that, probably you wouldn't have been able to take, but it was sick and it killed my friend Tuli. Is there anything you can help us with? Do you know anyone at Cross and Shield that could kind of pull some strings to help us out and kind of get her back?
Yes, it is very much within my means. Welcome back. how long ago was how long ago did she pass away?
How long ago did she pass?
That's what I just asked.
6 hours.
Yeah, it would have been about 6 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Six
I tell myself
6 hours.
We have plenty of time. Then is this pressing? Would you like me to act on this now, or can we sit and talk and catch up first?
I think this is a little more important than talking.
Oh, for sure. Okay. And then he looks over towards Janice, your mom. This will be just a moment, and we can return. I'm so sorry to interrupt our evening. No, this is totally fine. Please take care of Misery and his friend, and then I will return in a moment. I need to get the stone, and then he leaves through a door off to the side on the far end of the room as you all sit here with Janet.
Janice.
I'm guessing that the band has not been so successful, that you took other work?
Hey, why don't you meet my friends? This is Pilgrim and Loreleth. The other ones are either dead or hanging out somewhere else.
Yes, I'm sorry, so rude. Then she stands up and then just kind of gives a subtle bow to you both before sitting down. Uncle rejoins the room with a couple of wine glasses and sets them down right in front of you and then pours some wine. Do enjoy. Please.
Thank you very much. I nod to Uncle and nod appreciatively. I look at Misery's mother. I say, thank you for welcoming us to your table with such short notice. I am Pilgrim. I actually met your son Misery as he was performing a theatrical show before the entire city. He was the headlining act of Populous. I followed him to a packed out musical show. I assure you that you must be so proud of your son, who was an accomplished and very successful musician and performer in Populous.
That is so wonderful to hear. That's all I could ever wish to have my son do. That's so great.
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
The band's good.
Oh, that's great.
I know you don't get the music, but we're good. People like us.
Yeah.
Do you have one of the posters? Show your mom.
Oh my god.
You hate your parents and they're so nice.
I know, gosh.
Did you think they wouldn't be nice?
That's great. I'm glad you're going so well. When is your next show?
Tonight's rehearsal.
No,
Tonight's the show.
In fact, it would be starting like right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tonight's the show, which is why we kind of got to do this real fast.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
Of course you didn't know when the next show was. Oh my god.
I mean, did you tell her?
You haven't been home in almost a week.
Yeah, but like, you know. Yeah, you're right.
Misery, I really feel like you should respect your parents more.
Oh god, can you leave me
I'm gonna. I kind of go, ha ha ha, and then I mind link with Loreleth and I say, not the time. I'm gonna look to. Is this Mrs. Burnace? Was that
Janice!
Janice Burnace?
She introduced herself as Janice.
Janice Burnace. Okay, great. Janice Burnace. Got those S's. All right.
Janeth? Lorelith, the Janeth Burner.
Janice, may I ask what you and your husband do here in Populous?
I am an assistant to the panel that runs this town. I am more of just like a note taker and an advisor to some of the leadership of the city. And I'm sure Misery has told you that Worth runs this area of the world's section of the business called the Cross and Shield, and works to help make sure that adventurers and those that fight back evil and monsters of this world, those that do fall, like one of your allies have, that his company makes sure that somebody is available to then bring them back so they can continue the work that they do.
Bring them back how?
Well, I will let Worth tell you more about it, but his company works to find these stones that have the innate power to resurrect. And so these adventuring parties, these groups, they take on a policy with the Sword and Shield that should somebody die within any given month, that they have the availability to send an agent out to the location, and they use this stone, and it brings the person back to their body as needed.
Is this necromancy?
Oh, I mean, Worth is not a magician of any sort, and I don't think that he does anything for these stones in particular. I'm not sure. I think it's more related to the gods than it is the arcane. So, whatever that falls into.
I can still mind link with him for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, he mind linked you last.
I mind link to
Mind link,
Pilgrim
yeah.
and say, I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm gonna respond as like, I'm not sure I do yet either. I'm trying to learn more. And then I'm gonna say, do you know of adventurers in Populous who have undergone this procedure of return from the great beyond?
No, none from Populous. And Worth, in fact, he's not an agent that goes out to the locations either, but manages and provides the information so that when an agent is needed, he can send them where they need to go. No, I don't know anyone in particular, sorry.
You want to move these?
He does have 5 stars on
Fantasy
Felt.
Yelp.
And you can look him up on the Fetter Business Bureau if you want.
Yeah.
Fantasy business. Business.
Business.
None of your business.
I kind of stand up and say, I'm going to go check on Gwen and Tuli. And I get Wolfie and we walk to the closet.
Okay. After a moment, she leaves, and so does Wolfie. Worth comes back down and adjusts himself before coming into the room. Again, darling, this will should just take a couple of minutes, and I'm sure we can resume our evening. But is there anything that you'd like to talk about, or reconnect over while we're here, or is this all you needed?
No, it's really good.
I see. Okay. And then he heads down the dining room hall, silently as his footsteps echo throughout the room. Awkwardly, as Misery just lets these moments drop into nothing.
Such a jerk.
And then Gwendolyn, Lorelith joins you, so you all have
Yeah.
a moment together
Yeah.
if you would like one before.
When you get there, I'm large, if you didn't know, and I'm cradling Tuli's dainty body,
Aw.
put her down, and
You're
I
not
have
gonna put her
my-
down on the
Huge
table?
thighs.
No, I do have huge thighs.
Are you sitting on the table? What are you doing?
I guess so. Was it just a table in there? Yeah, I'll just be sitting on the table. I don't want to leave her body cold or anything, and so I'm just cradling her, and I set my jar of bees on her belly, on her little tum tum. And does anyone remember the episode of Friends Fantasy Friends, where Phoebe has her brother's
Allies.
triplets, and it's really hard for her to give them up in the hospital, and she's holding all 3 triplets, and she's swaying and crying. I picture that it's like that, and Gwen's please don't go, please don't go. And she has the bees resting. It's Gwen, or it's Cassandra, we don't know. I love Rachel so much. That's all. So yeah, I just me
Rachel
and the
Green?
bees are just Rachel Green. I love Rachel Green so much.
Cool.
We're just humming. Me and the bees.
Very sweet.
You've never seen this side of
To the tune of
For
Golden
sure.
Girls.
I open the door because I guess the door was closed.
Probably.
And I
I'll start a bit as I
see this and I'm
Get out.
oh, sorry.
how'd it go in there
Well,
with the dad?
Misery's parents seem very wonderful.
I'm not surprised.
He's kind of being very rude to them.
I'm not
I
surprised.
said something and Pilgrim told me to stop, so now I'm here.
Also not surprised.
Misery's dad is going to help us. He went to go get a stone of some kind to help heal Tuli.
We're really turned off of stones.
Dear gods.
And also, Pilgrim asked his Misery's mother more about all of this, and she didn't have a ton of answers, but Misery mentioned necromancy, and she didn't really have a good response. I don't feel great about this. I know you like to take information as you will and make your own conclusions. I'm just gonna let you know where we're at.
Yeah, I really don't have any concept of what any of this is either.
I don't feel good about it, but I also didn't feel good about trying to make someone come back from the dead in general. I think the most honorable thing is to grieve and let her pass in peace, but here we are.
Yeah, I don't think I have enough information to have an opinion. It is very strange. We wouldn't have anything like this where I'm from, right? Like, people just die and they're dead and it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now we wait for them to come here, I guess.
As Worth
Tweedledee.
is walking Pilgrim and Misery across the dining room and then into the hallway, before you get there, Worth puts his hand on your shoulder as you two are walking towards the room, and he says, I do have just this one stone left to use. You certainly can use it, and I do not mind, though Misery, I intend to have you replace it. I wish to send you, and you alone, as an invitation to my business, and we can speak of these details later, if you wish, but I will, of course, perform this for you and bring your friend back.
Okay.
What is, if I may ask, this stone that you are using for this procedure?
And he pulls it out. He reaches into his jacket pocket, and you can see on the back end a brownish gray stone, but it's almost like a split open geode. And so within it, you can see a vibrant, like cyan blue series of like gemstones within it. And there's a little bit of like a white shimmer and aura as the torches are glowing off of it. And it says, this here is the life stone that is provided by the cross and shield that allows brave adventurers to be brought back. And the power within these quite easily transfers to somebody who's passed away within 24 hours. And within that day, they have returned with just as much life and personality as they did before, with the same motivation to continue their work, and we see that as very noble and worth protecting. And so, quite an amazing piece of magic power that we have the ability to use.
The same level of ability, one could say.
Equally shared. I am confident in saying that our party is very interested in saving our friend Dooley, but I would also say that I doubt that anyone in our party is interested in dabbling in necromancy, so I'm curious how this stone works.
As one quick, just to the table, Dan to the table, any normal healing spell, cure wounds, healing word, all of that is classified as necromancy.
I hate my life.
Right. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah. And so, just as that is just a category, that does exist. And then also, there is like divine healing and stuff like that too, which would probably be categorized as necromancy, but for the sake of like what D&D and magic is concerned, like, just because something would be necromantic doesn't necessarily mean it's evil. But also, I will say that for this particular stone and what's going on, like how it would relate to necromancy as good and evil is also very unsure or unclear. So, but
She's not going to be a spooky ghost.
felt like that would just be helpful as like a here's the D&D
It's
lore.
okay.
But anyway, do Do you have any faith of some sort or any relation to the divine?
I serve the god Numero.
I see. Well, I believe that these stones have a way of communicating to or beseeching some god that, or gods, or whatever relationship that the person has, or whatever the fates have for someone's life, that these stones have a way to depend on that power and relationship and decide if someone's fate is needed still.
At the end of the day, we want Thule back. We don't want a recreation of Thule. We don't want a new version of Thule. We want Thule.
This would entirely be the same person.
Then let's do it.
Loreleth kind of looks up and is like, "Would you please excuse me?" And I leave the house and go outside.
Okay. This was kind of before they got into the room, the conversation, but
It's like on the way over to the closet.
yeah. But also, if you still have the desire to go outside, you still can.
I have the desire to go outside once he comes and talks about the healing her.
Great. Cool. So yes, that is the intention of him and the rest of the group coming in together. Felon, a familiar animal lover, joins you out on the bench. But we can jump to that in a second. As Worth Burnace comes into the room, Pilgrim, Gwendolyn, Misery, you all stand around as Gwendolyn is still holding her at this point. If you don't mind, we can continue to hold her. Just simply need to hold this near her face, and she can return. Is this okay?
I nod.
Yeah, Gwen looks at Pilgrim to see.
Okay. Then you lowers the stone towards Thule's face, and this vibrant blue of the stone kind of becomes an essence or spirit. The light dims from it, and then this energy that was within the stone pours into her face, splits into two, and goes into her nostrils, and one goes in through her mouth. And then the stone loses its life and vibrancy and turns a dim gray. He puts that back into his jacket pocket. Thule, welcome back.
Okay. Do you want me to play what happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you return? What
Okay.
do you say and do?
Can I make up like how quickly I return? And, okay.
40 hours.
Bye, guys.
2 weeks later.
Thule kind of like does the whole, and then like immediately starts to, maybe you see her hair like from the roots like flame back, and she kind of like goes like this. And then the last thing that she really remembers is being held by a troll. And so in this situation,
Good memory.
so in this situation, she's gonna like kind of freeze and be like, oh, and then realize that something or someone is holding her. And so she's gonna go, ah! And like kind of just throw her hands over
Kills
her.
all the bees.
And she's too, I guess, maybe disoriented to do anything, but she like, I hope she doesn't kill the bees, but she like rolls off onto the ground and is like, no! And like lands on the ground, kind of like looking up at you guys like, whoa.
The jar squarely lands like right back into her belly.
And she kind of catches it and like looks at it. It's like, hey guys.
Thule.
She's like, whoa. Did I like die?
Good question.
Is this you?
Pilgrim, that's like a really deep question. And she kind of looks at her, she like hands the jar to Gwen and then looks at her hands and is like, I think so. And she snaps and casts Pretty's Flame and then snaps it back and says, like, yeah, I think. Are you Guys, is this... You didn't die, did you? We aren't all dead.
Oh no, we all almost died,
Wow.
but we are alive. You were awesome though. You got spit on by an acid troll a bunch of times.
Wow.
You got bled on and squirted on by the acid.
Oh, well that sounds less fun. But
But it
Wow.
was super sick.
so she kind of like reaches up to the table and kind of like shakily pulls herself up and is leaning on it like, so how am I here? What happened?
I just got my dad to fix it. So.
Your dad? Mm-hmm. You hate him.
That's how much I love
Is her dad here?
Yes, you hear. Excuse me. And, he was pulling the stone back out of his jacket pocket, and who's that? Just looks sad.
Kills Tuli.
And Tilly looks over and like looks at him and is like, I mean, your other dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will give you all a moment, and then he.
Thank you.
So she was like, Misery, so like what did you have to bargain to get this?
I mean, he's my dad. He works at Cross and Shield, and they bring people back to life. So
Wow.
it's easy for him.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you know, I was like kind of wondering what all went wrong in that battle, but I guess, you know, it doesn't really matter.
Everything went wrong.
We killed the troll though, so.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Got your vengeance.
Wow. But wait, where's Loreleth?
Loreleth was more than uncomfortable with the prospect of tampering with death. I must confess that I was as well, but it seems like this is you.
I can't say I was a big fan of it either, honestly, but... Well, only one way to find out, and I don't say anything. Does anyone know the one way?
I'm gonna, open the door and kind of walk back to where is the dad standing outside, basically?
No, you see him just trail off back into the dining room. You can catch just the tail coat.
I'm gonna follow him just so that I can part ways with the two parents, basically.
Okay.
And when I get there, I'll just be like, thank you very much for your help. I didn't know what to do, and I'm very thankful that you were here to help.
By the time you get to the door, they are actually in an embrace. Like he helped her up from the chair, and they're both just hugging each other, and they look back. And then Janice speaks up first. You are welcome to be here and stay, but I'm so glad that we could help. And then Worth nods as well. Do take care of him, please.
Did Janice's voice sound like the voice I heard?
No. Yeah. No, the voice that you had heard in that sounded very booming, profound, and speaking strongly. And not that
Janice sounds stupid.
And Janice is a woman.
It's the least we can do.
Excuse me.
Alright. Anyways, because I was thinking about that, and I'm going to say that Pilgrim's thinking about that.
Sure.
Because I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I would just say, I almost start to leave, and then I hesitate and kind of turn back. When Dooley initially left us, and my people are trained in psychic connection, and I tried to psychically connect with her. I heard nothing initially, but then I heard a voice that seemingly female saying, "There is but one way." And I don't know what to make of this, because we've clearly found either that way or a different way.
And Worth Worth and Janice both sit down in their seats at the far end of the table. but Worth looks up and thinks through the words that you're saying. This, as you have your faith in Numero, you know that these gods are not in competition with each other. The one that you would be describing sounds like Anivia. There is a god that we in the business here know to be over the process of death and dying and fate, and it seems to be that there was a blessing over Tuli's life, that if Anivia would say that there is a path for Tuli to return, then it is truly the will of the god that Tuli would find a way back.
Does it seem like he's lying, or does it seem like he's telling the truth?
Roll your insight.
That's an 18 plus 7, 25.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good at insight.
that you see the man who faithfully believes in the words that he is saying, that this is a profound truth that he is excited and surprised to hear has made his way into his own house, that he would hear this story about as well.
See the heart is full of it.
I'd say that it's his truth.
I was gonna say, that's not the truth, it's his
Oh!
It's a distinction. Alright. I kind of just smile and nod, and I'll turn and leave. And that's that. That's a wrap on old Pilgi.
And that's the
Pilgi boy.
Pilgi.
I think during that time I think Tuli would have probably wanted to hear all the details of the fight and what happened during and throughout and after, and I'll tell you that like half of us were down. And then I'll tell her, just recounting everything from the last fantasy episodes, and I'll tell her about Felon and Oba, and then like we haven't really fully met Felon, but we have someone else outside. Don't be scared. It's fine. That kind of thing.
Great. Speaking of, Felon and Lorla, are you all chatting on the bench?
I don't know.
Here's what I think happens.
Yeah.
I use my druid craft to make a row of dandelions on a fence that's about 30 or 40 feet away.
Okay.
And I'm having target practice and just throwing stones at them, not with an intention of being more accurate, but just kind of wasting time.
Sure.
I'd say I see her come out, and I can tell that she's a little frustrated and a little unsure of whatever happened inside. And I use magic stone, and I flick her a stone that's kind of glowing, and I nod over at the dandelions and throw another stone to see if she wants to do the same to release some frustration.
Yeah, I do that.
They
Great.
become best friends.
I'm down with that.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a d20. And I think you can add your dexterity or your strength, whichever one. But I think she also gets to add your wisdom to it. Is that how Magic Stone works?
On a hit, the target takes bludgeoning damage 1d6 plus my spell casting.
Oh, so just the damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do I add to it? Gosh.
Your dexterity or strength and proficiency.
You swallow the
Mine?
stone and choke on it.
No.
Oh.
8.
Great. No, it's a very easy target. It's just a dandelion on the fence. And
You didn't even need to roll for it.
It ran fast away from you. It's crazy.
no, it's great. Anything 5 or less was gonna miss, but you're good. And so, the both of you just slinging stones towards these flowers, and you can see them scatter in petals or the little frilly seed things too, and gives little soft explosions. Thank you for making fun of me. Appreciate it. And then the group, you all come out to see just the two of them silently, but still bonding without words, throwing these stones towards the fence. And Oba and Wolfie both just kind of like playfully chasing each other and kind of like getting a sense and sizing each other out. But that, I think, is a good spot to end episode 23.
Nice.
20, yes, 23.
Nice.
But yeah, you both see Tuli emerge from the door as well with the group. I'm sure beaming and smiling and happy to see you.
Oh, I would be like sprinting around the yard. Would have given
Just
more
to
of that
imagine you,
big
yeah.
hug. Cartwheels. Yeah.
Great.
Are we talking through this or are we ending?
Sure. Let's go ahead and up to y'all. Would you rather end this here or do a bit of a conversation editor?
I don't care.
This seems
Are
like a
you-
good
You got
stuff.
something to say?
Yeah.
I mean, I would just be hugging you.
Oh.
What is that Loreless face while being hugged by Julie?
I'm very uncomfortable.
There it is.
Because I don't like I don't like hugs in general, and 2, because I'm very unsure about the person that's hugging me.
Tula does not perceive this.
Exception is zero.
But I also know Tuli, so I just kind of stand there and let it happen. But I'm very unsure about everything that's happening.
Great.
And I kind of like look around to make eye contact with Gwen or Pilgrim, so someone can give me some sort of reassurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
I
you.
smile and nod as reassuringly as I can.
Yeah.
You can't mind link with me and give me anything more.
Not.
I don't know if there's much more to say. I'll just kind of smile and say, it seems to be her.
Great.